The RSGS plan, which stands for the Reverse Solve Gifting Strategy Plan, is something that lawyers that we work with love. And the reason why they love that is we take the $28 million gift, assuming husband and wife or spouse and spouse, and say, legal team, cut up the assets however you want with the $28 million. All we need for insurance is a reverse solve gifting strategy that we can back into, because we've talked about $14 million, $28 million, it being cut in half. The IRS gives you another bucket of money. They allow you to gift $19,000 per year to anybody you want to, really, not just family. I'm selfish, I would probably only give it to my family, but you can technically give it to anybody. So if you take children and grandchildren, who are the most common, we have a husband and wife with 3 children. They each have 3 children. Middle child has no children. Youngest has 1. Oldest child has 2. Now we're up to 6 beneficiaries, or $114,000. Husband and wife together can gift another $228,000. It's got nothing at all to do with that $14 million or $28 million number. Now I'm reverse solving for what can I now get, instead of this huge calculation and your net worth is this and it's growing to that, and so you need this. It's the exact opposite. So we call that the reverse solve. And what that's going to do in practical terms on a husband and wife in California, it's going to, in this example here, we're only asking for it for 15 years. So after year 15, they can continue to gift 228 to other little buckets of money from other assets that will continue to grow and be out of their estate. But day one, gift one, that turns it into $12 million waiting in that islet for the children or grandchildren to receive to pay assumed estate taxes. If the estate tax bill that gets handed to that family is $9 million, they can pay the $9 million and keep the extra 3. If something happens unique where there is no estate tax, or they just did great planning and there's a lot of things that take time that their attorneys can implement, and maybe there's no estate tax bill at all, the $12 million is now wealth transfer dollars. It doesn't have to be for an estate tax bill, so they just enhance the wealth. So we like the reverse solve gifting strategy because it allows the wealth advisor overseeing the assets, the attorney, to earmark that entire $28 million or $14 million if somebody's single, and just let us work with the difference here, and we'll come up with a creative plan to get more money into the kids' hands to pay the estate tax bill. Some max contribution dollars and cents analysis. They're only out $3.4 million over the 15 years, but the $12 million was there from day one. After 15 years, they got a cash value of about $4 million of liquidity and equity in the policy. So if other things change, they can crash that policy, drop the $4 million back into the trust, call their Lido advisor or their other advisor, and they just manage that money into securities or any other investment inside of the trust, and it's assuming the insurance is no longer needed. Moving into a wait and see. This seems like a Band-Aid approach. In some ways it is, and in some ways it's looked at from buying time, because not everybody's in a liquid position to be able to bite off maybe the insurance that is needed. Not a lot of advisors that work in our space would recommend term insurance inside of an ILET. We think it's a very powerful tool, and the reason why is the leverage that you're going to get on the dollars that are spent. If there's $100 million of real estate and there's $50 million that they know they're inheriting within 5 to 8 years, depending on the longevity analysis on mom or dad, and maybe they would like to purchase a large policy to handle this, but they don't have the liquidity to do so, they can pick up a $30 million policy, which will help pay the estate tax bill if there ever is one. And if there isn't one, it would go, again, if they died in that 15-year period, they would just have the full $30 million. But it provides a conversion option to 5, 10, 14 years later, now reanalyze the situation. Because what we would do is read the contract and make sure that from age 55 to 70, that client could convert all or as much of that $30 million term policy that's only costing them a $70,000 annual gift which is really low based on that benefit, and it's giving them, again, a wait and see Band-Aid. And again, people do die between 55 and 70, and if there's a bill there to be paid, that $30 million obviously would be used for that. You can go all the way even up to 60, lock in for a 10-year plan, and if they end up not needing it, sometimes there's ways to even sell that policy on the open market and get them back what they put into it, or even more. The opposite of that would be talking to the wealth advisory team and the attorney and saying, hey, why don't you take the 28 million and let us have 1 million, and we can gift that into a single premium policy that's going to grow at life expectancy to a $12 million death benefit. That same $1 million on a tax-free IRR would have had to have earned 7.23% tax-free, or a little over 11% in a tax equivalent. But it's really not competing over what's earning what. Insurance is there to provide a liquidity drop of money to help an estate tax bill that's due when? Anyone know? 9 months after the passing of the second spouse, if there is one. Okay, so it's not due until the second spouse passes, and it's due 9 months later, and you can normally file maybe for like a 6 month extension from there. So that's focusing on a policy that's going to grow at a very rapid rate, and they can through access from their trustee and work with the trustee, potentially get a few $1 million out if they need it for other reasons. But the main purpose there, again, is to handle the estate tax bill. Premium financing, we were talking about this concept 10 years ago at the conferences. It's obviously sometimes what's old again is new again. I love it for a unique situation. I don't consider it a strategy, I consider it to be a solution. And the solution is it allows for premiums to be paid from a bank loan, and then the debt to be serviced by the grantor of the trust or the business owner. Why does that make sense? If I'm making 30% of my business, well, why would I not want to borrow money at 6% to help fund my life insurance for my estate tax or my buy-sell? So that makes a lot of sense. And I think the downside of financing is not servicing the debt. You can use that reverse solve gifting strategy that I walked through earlier. Take that same 228 over a 15-year run. I can back solve how much I can borrow, how much death benefit that's going to be, and I'm going to get some upside arbitrage on that other vanilla strategy that I showed. And sometimes plain vanilla strategies are good, especially when you're talking about augmenting wealth. But instead of 12 million, maybe I'm at 17 or 18 million on the death benefit side for bringing in the financing. So 7 million going to 32 million with the estate freeze technique. We hope that was an aha moment. We hope some of the other nuggets that we shared along the way were an aha moment. We'll be here today and tomorrow, of course, at the booth, self-proclaimed insurance geek and nerd and estate tax studier. So before we get into the Q&A, you did have a lot of options with other sessions, so thanks for being here. In the words of a linguistic poet from Brooklyn, you could have been anywhere in the world, but you were here with us, and we appreciate that. So let's open it up to Q&A.